Every Easter, New York City's Fifth Avenue transforms just outside St. Patrick's Cathedral. Thousands gather in elaborate, whimsical hats, towering, theatrical, even absurd. This is the Easter Bonnet Parade, a tradition since the late 1800s when New Yorkers strolled Fifth Avenue after church in their finest spring outfits. Fashion soon gave way to creativity and creativity to spectacle. Today, it endures as a vibrant display of self. Welcome to Kaleidoscope, and ahead on the show, we focus this week on India-Sri Lanka ties. From the Kaleidoscope studios, Dr. Srimati Kesan, Kumar Vikas Saxena, and our quick headline wrap with news in a blink. Art with impact, empowerment with energy, Kaleidoscope Vibes stepped into Lotus roots at the shops at Cinnamon Life's City of Dreams to feel the heart and soul of empowered artists from neighboring countries.
India and Sri Lanka has a similar culture, very deep roots, and what I thought, Lotus is very common in Buddhism and Hinduism, so I gave name Lotus Roots.
Visual artist and President Empowerment, a Delhi-based art and culture organization, Kumar Vikas Saxena, curated this India-Sri Lanka artist project, which brought together 20 painters, 10 from each country, for 2 days of collaboration, creativity and cultural dialogue.
And for last 14 years, we are doing works for cultural diversity. So cultural diversity through fine arts. So we have done numerous of projects with so many countries, with embassies, and the purpose is to introduce different cultures to India and Indian culture to different countries.
Female artists joined hands across borders, painting, sharing and weaving stories that spoke of resilience, identity and friendship.
Amazing feeling to see the work of Sri Lankan painters. I never thought, I never expected the variety of work, the medium of work and the subject. Is so mesmerizing, so amazing. So we keep on seeing all these Indian painters work, but working with Colombian artists, Sri Lankan artists, it was amazing experience together.
From YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn, on Kaleidoscope, we have stories that matter. Subscribe and follow, don't miss out. A big thank you to our wonderful partners who power us each week, Srilanka Life, CDB and The Daily Morning.
Cool appetizer. Introducing CDB Self, the digital wallet that makes life easy.
And now, here are some snappy headlines wrapping up the news this week on CDB News in a Blink. Sri Lanka's parliament approves visa-free entry for travellers from 40 countries to Sri Lanka. New Delhi will expedite a post-Ditwa reconstruction package of $450 million for Sri Lanka. Around 80% of Sri Lanka's population are willing to donate their eyes. And here's what's happening with the markets this week. The all-share price index at the Colombo Stock Exchange continued to remain flat, with renewed foreign selling and low turnover dampening investor interest. Global oil prices are still above $100 per barrel, with WTI near 101 and Brent near $107 due to fading hopes for a US-Iran peace deal and the continued shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz. Gold prices are holding at around $4,700 per ounce, experiencing a slight dip from recent highs, with strong buying from central banks continuing to support the precious metal at current levels. Gold has seen a substantial increase of 45.57% over the past year. Singer Dua Lipa sues Samsung for $15 million for using her image on their TV packaging. There's a new celebrity in town. Chonkers, a giant Steller sea lion, goes viral for being beefy.
You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. Silinko Life.
From Kaleidoscope, the world's smallest satellite, to 27 missions across the globe, Dr. Srimati Kesan has carved her place as a pioneering aerospace entrepreneur. A NASA ambassador and decorated with ambassador status at ESA and GCTC Moscow, she is the first Indian woman to experience a zero-gravity flight. She now brings her vision to Sri Lanka through ShakthiSat. On Kaleidoscope Selinko Live Dialogues, we explore her extraordinary journey and how she hopes to inspire our girls to reach for the stars. Tell me, why did you choose Sri Lanka as the next chapter for Space Kids?
Sri Lanka plays a very, very important role as a sister country to India. We almost share everything, not only the waters, but the culture, and so many things are common, the emotions and everything. Well, and critically, when we launch our rockets from Sriharikota, it actually goes through Sri Lanka, crosses Sri Lanka. So we are almost like, sisters, I have to tell you. So whatever we are doing in India, definitely Sri Lanka has to be a part of it.
How do you think ShakthiSat is going to change the way girls look at science and space?
When I wanted to build a mascot for this, I looked out at all the toy manufacturers around the globe, and I wanted to find out if somebody built a scientific toy, a scientist, a girl scientist holding a satellite rocket or something. I didn't find even one manufacturer doing something like this. It was hurtful. So we are telling the girls, you are defined to this role. That's where ShakthiSat comes in, breaks all the shackles, give them that power to think beyond sky. Not only sky is the limit, it's beyond the sky. So it's going to be a real game changer.
Kaleidoscope became the world's smallest satellite. What sparked that innovation?
My team, they were enjoying, not eating, but looking at the gulab jamuns. My chief scientist, a 14-year-old kid, said, "Ma'am, it would be so good if we are able to build a satellite of this size." I think that was manifestation. Within the next 3-4 days, NASA announced a challenge where 64 grams payload, anything it could be, we needed to send a proposal. And if the proposal got chosen, we were to fly a NASA Stereo Orion rocket. Imagine, 2017. To get your payload in space, and that too through NASA, was mind-boggling. And gulab jamun turned out to be Kaleidoscope, the world's lightest payload, and that too, the first Indian payload, lightest to go in a NASA's rocket.
Floating in zero gravity with Apollo astronaut Charles Duke, what did that experience teach you?
I didn't sleep for almost like 4 months, while I got this opportunity. I was looking at the email, and Christina Kopp, she's an astronaut wrangler, and she's been taking care, managing right from Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and everybody. So she writes an email and says, "Srimati, why don't you join the zero gravity flight with Apollo astronaut Charlie Duke?" I kept reading those mails again and again and again. And finally the D-Day came. I looked at him. I was standing next to him. He put a label for me. He was flying alongside me. He was interacting with me. A 90-year-old astronaut who actually touched the moon. Oh, for me it was like God.
So what's your ultimate vision then for Space Kids Sri Lanka?
From a country like Sri Lanka, they have to be more girls into all these what do I say, not so heard industries or not so heard professions or the men leading professions, in these I think we need more girls, more women. And with regards to space, literally we need to have a launch pad here. So I want to groom the girls here, given an opportunity, groom them to build drones, satellites and rockets, because the world is moving towards space. We cannot be behind.
Remember to be yourself, as loud or as soft as you want to be. We'll see you next week.